Afraid to step out of the valley into the sunlight, she's mentally preparing for a life of boring normalcy. But just before her 16th birthday, Mom drops a bombshell. She has a grandma she's never met. This grandma has flown all the way from Europe just to see her. Annie has lost her dad young, and aside from her mom, she doesn't remember any other relatives. Annie wonders what this not-so-familiar grandma wants, but hey, she's family, right? So she reluctantly agrees and spends the next day on a wild goose chase to find. Grandma lives in a lavish mansion and even has state-of-the-art security cameras. Talk about fancy. Walking in, Annie is floored by the opulence and a butler who's ready to give her a family history lesson. As security checks her for hidden contraband, Annie thinks, I didn't even bring snacks. The decor is extremely strict, fresh flowers and fruits only. Annie doubts if she's entering royal court. Finally, she meets Grandma, who is so elegant she might as well have stepped out of a fairy tale. Annie can't help but praise Grandma's grace, expecting a compliment in return, but instead gets a sarcastic comeback. As they chat, Grandma gifts Annie an antique piece, but Annie has no idea of its value and acts like a clumsy oaf. To ease Anna's nerves and spill some family secrets, Grandma whisks her away to the garden. Grandma drops a bombshell revelation. Annie claims to be a princess from a tiny European country. How the tables have turned, indeed. Turns out, since Annie is Dad's one and only, Grandma has to spill the beans after all these years, all because Mom wanted her to live a normal life. Grandma is here to claim her as the heir to the throne. This has turned into a royal drama. Annie can't comprehend this shocking news. Her face says it all as she bolts like a startled deer. In a panic, she dashes out of the garden. Overwhelmed, being a princess is totally out of her league. She just wants her plain, uneventful life back. It's the routine she's been used to for years. To calm Annie down, Mom apologizes, saying she planned to spill the beans when Annie turned 18. But as Grandma's health is gradually fading away, they had to break the news to her earlier. Grandma shows up with yet another strange secret, sending Annie's head spinning. Despite her reluctance, Annie agrees to try being a princess under her mom and Grandma's persuasion. So, this laid-back Annie is about to undergo a full-on makeover to prep for an important royal event. Under the watchful eye of the designer and Grandma, Annie steps into the world of etiquette for the first time. Everything from her posture to how she walks needs to be up to Grandma's ridiculously high standards. She finds it challenging to grasp the fundamentals of dressing up, and imagine the horror if she were to mishandle a wine glass with confidence at a formal event. At meals, she must maintain grace, memorizing table items, arrangement, and use. She's not allowed to mess up, especially at the ball where using her head to play cards is a no-go. Elegance is key. This strictness gives laid-back Annie a headache, with a crucial royal gathering fast approaching. Thus, Grandma speeds up the makeover, launching into a full-body upgrade. First, they take off her heavy glasses. Now you can clearly see the world. You broke my glasses. Annie protests. Then, they groom her wild eyebrows. Facial care is a must too. Don't forget, even her toes need some TLC. Beauty touches every corner. It's a total makeover from head to toe. All Annie can do is sigh at the madness. Grandma beams at the transformed Annie, appreciating the sight of a girl she has never seen before. Annie's beauty is stunning, leaving Grandma in disbelief that this is her granddaughter. The next day, when heading to school, Annie's friends and brother seize the opportunity to hop onto her ride, all heading together. Carl is so stunned by Annie's beauty, he's rendered speechless. Wow, who did this to you? You're a whole new person, her friend exclaims. She even bluntly accuses Annie of abandoning her. Didn't we agree to go together through thick and thin? You're morphing into one of them, her friend jokes teasingly. Her friend's words stir up Annie's freshly uprooted insecurities, bringing tears to her eyes again. No one can make you feel inferior without your permission. The driver sees this and encourages Annie. Especially now that you're a princess. The driver continues to offer her unwavering support. However, just as she carefully tiptoes her way into the school gate, there always seems to be someone lurking around the corner, ready to cause her trouble. The girl who constantly finds fault with her seizes the opportunity to tattle to the teacher that Annie is wearing a hat and can't see the blackboard clearly. Caught off guard, Annie has to remove her hat, and her silky brown hair cascades down, stunning everyone. It's like the leading lady from a movie has entered the classroom, turning former jeers into gasps of wonder. The girl who used to be invisible is now the center of attention, a shining star. Wow! If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others.